earned a bachelor's degree from the University of Munich. He's been a landlord and motivational speaker for over 20 years, and a unique comedian for over 10, all while living with cerebral palsy. He's spoken at schools, colleges, conferences, graduations, and things of that nature. Now he headlines his unique comedy routine all alone. So I'd like you guys to join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Bill Picard.
I am honored to be here this morning with all of you. I would like to talk about the choices we make because 90% of the time we are in the situation we are in because of something we did or did not do. We make hundreds of choices every day. Sometimes we make the wrong choice and sometimes we make the right choice. I was not valedictorian, and I was not in the top 10 or even 20 students in my class. But I am here today as your keynote speaker. Everyone can be successful if you set your mind to it. When I was 11 months old, one of May's leading pediatricians and child development experts told my parents to place me at the Pineland Center for children and adults with labels of mental retardation. They were told to forget about me and to get on with their life. Well, you can see for yourself that they chose not to listen to the experts' advice. If they had, I might not have graduated from high school and college, and I wouldn't be talking with you here today. I would like to start off with an exercise. I think it would be interesting to see if you have experienced the same things that I have. Raise your hands if you have a brand new little sister or brother. Have you ever failed a test because you did not study? You do not have to be shy about raising your hands. Do you own your own car? Did any of you get on an airplane by yourself and make your connection before you were 15? Has anyone traveled to Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., or anywhere else with friends? Who's repelled off the 100-foot cliff? Boulder 200. I was hot today. As you can see, the only difference between you and me is that I need help to do things that I want to do, and I work a little different. People just do not realize that I have goals and ambitions too. I think this applies to a lot of people who have disabilities. Maybe if everyone grew up in a society where they met people or had friends with disabilities, they would be more apt to be comfortable around people who are different from themselves. What do you think? To get through my day, I have helpers. Regina is the young woman here with me today. Coming back to the choices we make, one of the most important choices I have to make is which people I hire to help me. If I hire the wrong people, and I have, it can be a nightmare. It's alright to ask for help. For instance, in high school, I had innate and used assistive technology such as a talking keyboard and audio textbooks. I also used assistive technology to help me earn my college degree. I've had a walker all of my life. I used to use it all of the time, but now I only use it to go to the bedroom and get in and out of bed by myself. I have trouble doing these things on my own because my muscles do not always do what I want them to. That's what cerebral palsy does. It tells your muscles not to listen to your brain. Sometimes I have to figure out how to do things for myself, just like you. I have spastic cerebral palsy. My muscles are always working, so my metabolism is always higher. That means I can eat anything I want and won't gain weight. But I have to be very careful when I do things myself because my muscles do not do what I want them to do all of the time. For example, when I get up, I put my walker against something so it will not move. Otherwise I would fall. Over the years I have found it also helps to have shoes on my feet to give me traction. You too will have to figure out a lot of things to reach your goals. Having cerebral palsy is one thing, but having a kid with cerebral palsy is another level of commitment altogether. If it were not for my parents and the choices they made, I would have never made it to where I am today. Many people ask me how I stay motivated. I want a life just like all of you. Sometimes it was not easy. For example, in high school I once had a special ed teacher who thought that I should work on my talking keyboard all day in her class. Her idea was that I should work on getting better and faster at communicating with people. Raise your hand if you think the special ed teacher was right. How about if I tell you that my 7th and 8th grade years I was in regular classes like everybody else and I got honor roll every year? Now, raise your hand if you think she was right in wanting me to skip all of the classes I would need for college. My point is, she judged my intellectual ability based on her experience with other people with disabilities and not on me as an individual. She and many others judged me before they got to know me. I am sure your friends and other people have judged you too. I bet they also try to talk you into drinking, smoking, doing drugs and other bad things. What we do every day affects our life, whether you believe it or not. Take my father, for example. He did not believe smoking cigarettes and pipes could cause cancer. One of my good helpers believed the same thing. They made the choice to do those things, and the consequence is that one of them are gone way too soon. Making choices is the most important thing that you have to do in your everyday life. When we are in the moment, we do not think of the long-term and short-term effects each choice will have on your life and the impact it will have on others. You have made thousands of choices to get to this point in your life. Everyone makes good and not so good choices, but hopefully we learn from our mistakes. When I graduated graduated from high school, I had two choices. I could sit at home and watch TV all of my life, or go to college. Did you know that 30% of college freshmen fail out because they are too busy hugging the toilet bowl? Unfortunately, this is not a joke. I did not pick the easy road. I went to college because I wanted to be independent and have a life just like all of you. College was not easy for me. It took me 3 or 4 times longer to do everything, so hugging the toilet bowl was not an option for me. Therefore, I made it through and graduated, which gave me my independence. I know that not everyone here wants to or will go to college. However, by making the right choices, you can be successful at anything you attempt to do. We all have made some bad choices, but the key is realizing that you made the wrong choice. But unfortunately, taking a step back and looking at things from a different perspective is hard to do for all of us. You have to have the courage to see things and change them for the better. One of my friends in high school was just a regular kid like all of you that are graduating today, but he kept making many bad choices. After high school we should start growing up, but in his case he did not, and his bad choices got worse. Unfortunately, he did not have the courage to make the right changes to go down a different road. Long story short, he became the biggest drug dealer in Maine. Now he is serving 20 years in prison. Sometimes it takes many bad choices to mess up your life, and sometimes it only takes one. Life is like a puzzle. We have to figure out which pieces go together. If we keep trying to put the wrong pieces together, it can be very frustrating. But if we take a step back and look at it from a different perspective and approach it in a different way, eventually we will find the right piece that we are looking for, and then we can go on to the next piece. Like when I walked by the debris from Channel 6, coming out of Jaws, I could have kept on going, but I went back to say hi, and I gave him my business card. He contacted me the very next day, and I was on his show a month later. This goes to show nothing ventured, nothing gained. Life has many twists and turns in high school, and they will continue throughout the rest of your life, no matter what path you choose. Life has many challenges, but it is how you deal with these challenges that form you into the person you are going to be. By making mostly right choices, I graduated from college. I now own and manage 2 apartment buildings and have been a motivational speaker for over 20 years. Many people thought it was impossible for me to do these things, but with a lot of determination and a lot of hard work, I have reached many of my goals. You can reach your goals too if you put your mind to it and do not let people tell you otherwise. Congratulations on being here today, and I wish you well in